All right, I want to talk to y'all about these. So I got the new AUDEZE Maxwell 2s, right? Let me show you. These are the Maxwell 2s, and it says it on here. These are the Maxwell 2s, right? Says it on there. Not only do I have the Maxwell 2s, I've got the original OG Maxwells. So just let you see these. These are the originals. These are the new ones. You know, it is what it is, right? I also have the ASTRO A50Xs. I love these, right? I really, really love these headsets, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. As far as the games that I play, right? So I like to play Battlefield 6. I like to play Mortal Kombat. I like to play Arc Raiders, games like that, right? I'll tell you this. As far as bass, I think the A50Xs handles that way better. In terms of when I'm talking about energy on a track, like if you feel it, when you're playing Battlefield 6, you kind of want to, I can't say better, right? I want to put this in context, right? So if I'm playing Battlefield 6, I feel fully immersed with the A50Xs. I feel like the A50Xs is accentuating the bass and mid bass. You know, and then the highs, like, you know, there's still detail, like pretty decent detail with the A50Xs, but I feel like the highs, they might be a little crunchy, but you can hear footsteps way better with the A50Xs than the Maxwell originals and the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s. You just hear footsteps and everything way better, I feel like, with the A50Xs. In terms of energy, like all of that, the A50Xs, I love them, right? Now, the original OGs of the AUDEZE Maxwells, I love these headsets for different games, right? As far as Battlefield 6, I mean, they sound okay running Battlefield 6, right? Sound pretty good. It's not as much bass, right? It does have bass. Not as much, but it's clean bass, right? So you're going to get, I don't know if you guys ever listened to like a home theater system that may be running like Odyssey, like room correction, and then you listen to a home theater system that may run Arc Genesis, or you listen to a home theater system that may run Direct Live. You know, like Direct Live is going to have a lot of mid bass, you know, and it's just everything's going to sound super clean, clear, precise, technical. That's what you're going to get with the original AUDEZE Maxwells, right? The AUDEZE Maxwell 2s, these right here, I feel like don't have any bass. It doesn't matter what you do, they don't have any bass. Any of the presets that's on the new Maxwell app, these things are like bassless. But I feel like these things are more spatially aware. So than the original Maxwell. So like when I took these off the Maxwell 2s and I put on the original Maxwells, I feel like everything kind of like was smaller, right? Still sounded really good, but smaller. I felt like the treble and the highs, even though I thought they were really clean with the original Maxwells, I found that these were actually not as clear in the treble, even though I thought they were. They're way more clear than the A50Xs, but they're not as clear as the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s. But the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s have like no bass. So even though they're marketing the new bass technology that they have, these things have no bass. I know they're planar magnetic drivers. They're not graphene drivers. So they're, you know, it's a different design, but that doesn't excuse EQing these to where they have no bass. You know, I don't know why AUDEZE did that, you know, or made these that way. And I think like there's like an opening, so maybe the bass is escaping. I don't know what it is, like, because I know that it's rolling off a lot faster than the original AUDEZE Maxwell. It's like, and I notice it if I'm playing a game like Dead Space, right? Dead Space has a lot of the Dead Space remake. It has a lot of bass, and you barely hear any bass with these, you know, and I'm running Dolby Atmos, you know, so Dolby Atmos is really good. Like, so normally I would just EQ a little bit with the, you know, whatever app that I'm running. If I'm running the A50Xs, I'm going to use the Logitech app, EQ it, and then go into Dolby Atmos and EQ it. But for the most part, with my A50Xs and my original AUDEZE Maxwells, I kind of keep them at the same setting for the most part, and they sound really good. Both of them, either one that I use, right? If it's a single player game like a, you know, like a Dead Space remake, I'm probably gonna pick up the Maxwells, and so I can hear every little detail. It sounds really good. A50Xs is more, I feel, dynamic, to where, like, if I want to feel like I'm in a war or something, I feel like they do a way better job in terms of hearing tanks, you know, like just the rumble of the field. Like I feel the graphene drivers are more my speed when it comes to playing like Battlefield 6 or something like that. I love them, right? But the AUDEZE Maxwells are very good for everything else. You know, I do feel like that. Now, the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s, like I said, these are more spacious. So when you take the original Maxwells off, you put these on, it's like everything opens up. And when you're playing Arc Raiders, you hear, like, when the Raiders are running around, let's just say it's like you and two other people playing Arc Raiders and you're running together. On these, you're going to hear a lot of more equipment moving around on the characters that are running with these. Even though I thought I heard a lot with the original Maxwells, when I put these on, these like just completely change the game on what you can hear. Like, it's just, these are insane. A50Xs, they're good with that game, but they're not as clinical as these or the original OG Maxwells. You know what I mean? So another thing I don't like about these, I don't know if I mentioned this, like the new AUDEZE Maxwell 2s, is like the dongle for some reason is having issues with the app, to where the app is saying that the dongle is not connected, but the dongle is connected and I'm hearing sound through it, but for some reason it's just saying it's not connected. So I don't know. That's a problem. They need to fix it with a firmware update. It's annoying. And then you can't like customize EQ on it, which is really pointless to have this if you can't customize the EQ. You're just basically stuck with the presets that they have, immersive, the treble boost, bass boost, and all that. Like, you're stuck with that. That's it until they can update the app. And I think that's a bummer to be paying this much money and then you finally get it home and it's not, the app isn't really working right. You know what I mean? So it's just another thing that I noticed, a big thing. I didn't think it was going to be as huge as it is. The original OG Maxwells sound a lot louder than the Maxwell 2s. Like, and to give you a perspective of it, so the Maxwell 2, well, the Maxwell originals, the OGs, right? If I really want to feel like I'm cranking these up, and maybe I just got really good hearing, I don't know. Like if I want this like really loud, like 80, like it'd be 80% with these. I'm at 100% with these. And I still feel like they could be louder. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they like kind of detune them to maybe save the planar magnetic drivers or something like that. They've reduced the bass, I think, with the cutout that's supposed to, I guess, vent these a little bit more. I don't know. They reduced the bass and then they reduced the volume. So both of these are in their return window, right? The Wicked cushions I got from Amazon. If I return these, I would just return the Wicked cushions to Amazon. And it's no big deal. These don't have any accessories that you can put on them yet in terms of changing out these, but these come off so easy, like way easier than original OG Maxwells. But I'm sure pretty soon they're going to have like Wicked cushions and stuff like that for these. The clamping force, I feel like, is about the same. Even though these are heavier, now that I'm holding these are like a lot heavier than the OGs. Like, why would they make these heavier? These feel like way heavier. Like, even me holding them like this is like fatiguing. So these are like way heavier. But with the strap, obviously it makes it feel like it's not as heavy. and it sits on your head a little bit more. One thing I do like about the strap, not this one, because it comes with two straps. One of the straps is like the original Maxwell strap, but I feel like the holes are bored out a little bit bigger so that it, you know, it can fit on these grooves a little bit easier inside. You know what I mean? Like these little things like inside, the hook onto them a little bit better. Like I think they bored out the holes a little bit, but like bigger. It feels like it. But then when you use this strap that they send with it, these holes feel like they're the same size as the original Maxwell head strap holes. You know, so these are like hard to get on and off. So yeah, but as far as, so I'm in my return window with both of them. These I own. You know what I mean? The A50Xs, I love the A50Xs, man. I think they are, I mean, I can't say underrated. I mean, a lot of people love them. I really love the A50Xs for like war games and stuff like that. I think they way better experience with the A50Xs in games like that. But with the original Maxwells and the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s, I'm probably going to end up keeping the originals. And even though like I got the originals for like $300, I mean, I got them for Christmas, you know what I mean? And it's still in a return window. These were like $329 for the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s. The original Maxwells, I think, were the new ones were $329, I think. And the originals were $300. The $29 is not going to make or break me, right? The reason why I'm going to get rid of the new ones is, I mean, low volume and then way less bass. Like, even when, like, you notice it, like, if you're playing Arc Raiders, and you know when they're about to go into the world or whatever, like, when you're, like, getting in, like, your vessel, whatever, to go to the world, get transported to the new world, you're going to go raid or whatever, there's bass in that scene. The A50Xs, there's a lot of bass in that scene. The original Maxwells, there's some bass in that scene, and it sounds pretty good. The new ones, it's like no bass in the scene. It's like ridiculous. And then like if I'm playing Mortal Kombat, right? And like MK1, Mortal Kombat, it's a lot of bass in that game. And the new Maxwells have like no bass. Like that's like ridiculous. So the only way to really use them for me, a person like me, I would have to EQ them to raise the bass like a considerable amount to even be okay with them. But then the EQ presets you're stuck with. You can't customize the EQ because the app is glitching. And I'm not the only person. I just read it on Reddit. People are having problems with that. So they're not ready for production, you know, and then they don't have any ANC. You know, the original ones don't have ANC. I will say the side tone on the new ones is better. If you use side tone, it's like you want to hear like outside of the headphones or whatever. The OGs, like you hear a lot of static, you know, if you use side tone, whereas the new ones you don't. It's like clear. But the weird part about it, sometimes like when I'm just like surfing menus and stuff like that with the new ones, sometimes I might hear a little static here and there. So it's weird. So I don't know, man. I really don't think these things are ready for production. You know, just my personal opinion. One thing that really bad taste in my mouth is how long these things took to get here. And then like you can't talk to anybody on the phone at AUDEZE. Because like I had like an issue with them when I got, you know what I mean? Like the dongle issue I had. And I mean, I wasn't calling them out of business hours. It was just hard to get in touch with someone. Oh, well, email us. Like what? Well, I can't even talk to you. Like, this is crazy. You know, I don't know how many people they got working for them, but I think Sony bought them out. So maybe they'll end up changing some of that soon. But for right now, I'm probably going to stick with the originals and take these back. You know what I mean? And part of me, I just want to keep the new ones because they're new. You know, that way I have like something that's newer, something that hasn't been out for years. But another thing about the AUDEZE Maxwells, right? the originals that I don't like is that if you use, because I've got like a HP Omen Max, that's like the gaming laptop. It's got the RTX 5080. Like I take that to work in like different places if I'm going out of town. I've got like a big like, you know, PC or whatever at home, right? But like if I'm connecting the USB dongle through USB-C and I'm not using the USB-A or whatever it comes with, sometimes I might get a little static from or popping, like a popping sound, you know, depending on what I'm doing, like on the PC or the laptop every once in a while. And it happens like, and this is a known issue. So every once in a while that'll happen if I'm using the USB-C. If I'm using the USB-A, whatever it is, and connect the USB-C to it, I don't have that issue. But with the dongle, you know, I do have that issue if it's connected directly into the computer by itself. I don't have that issue with the AUDEZE Maxwell 2. So I don't know if they knew that was a problem, whatever, but it seemed like they fixed it with that. But sometimes I do hear static, like general static from it, which is weird, even when side tone is turned off on the AUDEZE Maxwell 2. So if I had to rate the A50Xs, the original Maxwells and the Maxwell 2s, my go-to pair of headset is the A50Xs all day. It's just, I love Battlefield, and the Maxwells cannot give me the same feeling when a tank is rolling by as the A50Xs. They just can't do it. You know, they can give me a clean representation of everything, but they just can't give me that energy, that deep like impact. Like they can't do it. You know, but they can do a lot more than A50Xs in terms of being clinical and technical. If you got 7 layers of sound, the layers are going to be separated more definitively and clearly on AUDEZE Maxwell 2s. The Maxwell 1s does a really good job with sound separation as well. So it's going to separate sound better than the A50Xs. But if you like to hear footsteps and stuff like that, it doesn't matter what you do with the original Maxwells or the AUDEZE Maxwell or the original Maxwells, they're not going to sound as good as the A50Xs with footsteps. Now the Maxwell 2s, the footsteps sound a little better than the originals, but everything else is like not as good. Like, you know, you don't know how much you appreciate bass until it's removed, you know, and it makes the world and Battlefield just seems so empty with the new Maxwells because there's no bass. Even when I'm playing a game like Dead Space Remake, it's just, I love that game. It's graphically intensive. It looks really good. And the original Maxwells, I think, do a decent job of handling everything, all the sound or whatever. Just the Maxwell 2s, it's just, the world is wider, but more dead, because there's no body to the world. Is my best explanation of the Maxwell 2s. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm telling you what I think about this product, what I think about the product. I bought all 3 of these with my own money. Well, 2 of them with my own money, and the other one was a Christmas gift, right? So definitely keeping the A50Xs. I bought them a while ago, so I have to keep them. The original Maxwells I'm going to keep. I just think, you know, if simultaneous Bluetooth was a problem with the original Maxwells, it's still a problem on the Maxwell 2s. There's no simultaneous Bluetooth on these. And you don't realize how much you will, and there is on A50Xs, there's simultaneous Bluetooth. Like when you're in a lobby and you want to watch like a quick TikTok or you want to watch a YouTube video and you want it to be like just good and no issues, like the A50Xs, I feel like just do have a lot more convenience and they sound really good. Whereas like the Maxwells, they're inconvenient. You know, you have to choose what you want to do. Like, do you want to, You know what I mean? Do you want to take a call or do you want to like play a game? Like you have to decide, you know what I mean? Whereas like on the A50Xs, I can take a call, play a game, watch a video. I can do it, all these different things in audio play through it. I can be on a call, playing a game, and like pause, having the game pause and watching a video while I'm on the phone with the A50Xs. They just do way more. You know, and the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s, just kind of the same story as the original Maxwell's, like the simultaneous Bluetooth. It's like, AUDEZE, what are y'all doing? Y'all just like, okay, well, these are the complaints. People are complaining about the weight. Let's make them heavier. Like, why would you, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, but you know, like companies, I don't know, like sometimes super rich people don't have common sense. You know, and I think the simultaneous Bluetooth is a problem for a lot of people. A lot of people have gaming laptops. You know what I mean? And these gaming laptops can run games about the same as a big built PC. Like RTX 5080 is amazing, you know, and my HP Omen Max, you know, so it's like sometimes people, if they're working, you know what I mean? Like they may be wanting to take a call and do things while they're working or whatever, or maybe they just want to go on Skype or whatever they're doing while they're gaming, or, you know, or like calling somebody and putting, like, it's so much stuff you can do, or listening to music while you're it's so much stuff you can do with your phone and your headset and a PC. You just do a whole lot of stuff. And you just, you know, you're so limited with the Maxwells. And it's like, why? Like people are paying a premium price. You know, this is making people go to the Nova Pros because it's like, or the A50Xs, because it's like, why would I do that? Why would I limit myself and pay all this money? So, but the sound quality is just amazing with the originals, you know, and the rain and stuff like that sounds really good with the AUDEZE Maxwell 2s, you know, versus the originals. But if I have two headsets I have to keep, original Maxwells and the A50Xs. That's my thoughts. You know, I think the tag of 2 AUDEZE Maxwell 2 sounds good. Sounds good. You know, I got the new pair. It sounds good until somebody like puts the OG pair back on you, and then you're gonna miss the originals. You're gonna be like, oh man, there's the bass. That's what I liked. That's the feeling you're gonna get. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm with the original Maxwells. Not these. Not these. Plus, you know, there's a lot of accessories and stuff that you can get now, wicked cushions, whatever. I'm with the originals. That's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I still got 30 days, close to 30 days to test these. The Maxwell 2s. We'll see if they can allow us to customize the EQ in the upcoming weeks. But, you know, just wait. Just hold off. Just hold off. You know, we always want to get new things. Sometimes it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Just be happy with what you have, because you're going to be spending more money for more problems. Like with the new ones, they're going to be more problematic, at least for me. Other people may not have this problem, but for me, and when I look on Reddit and stuff like that, people are having the same EQ problems with the app, you know, recognizing the new Maxwells, and, you know, you can't do customized EQ, you know, all of that crap, bro. You know, for all of this money is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.